Hello everyone, I'm glad to have this chance to introduce myself. On this occasion, my name is Te스케라는 and I'm from Ethiopia. Currently I'm working in Coffee, working as a coffee quality manager. Usually I'm working as grading coffee and also cupping for the quality of coffees and also mainly sourcing the green bean from the origin. I studied about coffee and also working in related things with coffee while I was in Ethiopia. Usually I'm interested in working and studying about coffee and also working with coffee peoples. My home is straight on in western Wallachia, western of Ethiopia. My families and relatives have coffee farm around the town of Nekente, but it's not really well managed. I remember running around the coffee farm with my friends when I was young. When coffee flowers blooms, we went to the coffee farm and see flowers. It's just like Korean enjoying with cherry blossom. And we used to pick the coffee cherries and they eat when it is getting ripened. It's really sweet taste.
아니에요.
For Ethiopian people's coffee is like oxygen. That is how routine it is. Whether coffee is produced or not, every region of Ethiopia has a culture called coffee ceremony. People talk about each other's lives while drinking coffee and also share like their feeling and build very strong relationships. And this fellowship enrich the life of peoples. With this, half of the coffee produced in Ethiopia is consumed in the country. Yes, I worked as a quality controller at Ethiopian Commodity Exchange. I was trained to evaluate coffee quality and grading. And in addition to the head office at Addis Ababa, I worked at Bonga, Wolaita, Bedele, Dredawa, and the Gimbi branches are where I served in ECX. While I'm working at ECX, I learned more about Ethiopian coffee. Ethiopian coffee varies greatly from region to region. So it varies with flavor in different way. I evaluated each region's coffee by cupping. And we made the profile of each sample and checked the moisture, the color, the shape, screen size, and also the crop year or harvest year of coffee. This experience are now very important, also helpful for evaluating the coffees. This is an interesting question. While I was in Ethiopia, I used to prepare different kinds of coffees for our buyers. And I didn't think I would work in the import sector, but now it's really opposite direction. I think my experience working in different organizations like ECX and Coffee Quality Inspection Center is very helpful. I can evaluate the quality of coffees more easily. Of course, it helps me to decide also in purchasing coffees. So the positions are different, but the common thing is two places is to evaluate the green beans and also test with cupping coffees. So we evaluate the odor of coffee, the defect in the coffees, the shape, the color, and the green beans, and check the quality by cupping. several times afterwards. I want to study more on coffee, and I want to work on related fields. So I decided to go to Korea for my scholarship to pursue my master's degree. After graduating from university, I started teaching on green beans and cupping in Sejong University. To prepare for my class, I usually buy green beans from different companies of Korea, including Cobeans coffees. So I looked some companies on website or Instagram while purchasing the green beans from university. I was wondering what kind of coffee they handle and what kind of values they work with. Then I watched Cobeans website, and there are various kind of Ethiopian coffees, and I felt that they were focusing on Ethiopian coffees. After tasting, I saw the quality of coffees was excellent and also so impressive. I have long dream of working at Korean coffee company and sharing my experience and to study. So I contacted Mr. J, CEO of Cobin즈커피, and through message and then visit Chuncheon. I met Mr. J and also the staff, and I talked with them. And I remember I had Sidama coffee, which is natural coffee. I drank on the day. It was so delicious, and I still remember that day. I was invited on the business camping on the same day to Paju during a meeting. On the way, we talked a lot with Mr. J while we are traveling in the car to Paju. The more we discussed, the more I was passionate with Cobeans' effort and with the vision of Cobeans, and I wanted to work with them. After some day, that I became and joined Cobinscopi, and now working as Qc매니저 in Cobinscopi. Quality evaluation is very essential process for buyers. So there are so many factors that affect the quality, and the appropriate evaluation should be made according to the grade. When the coffee sample arrives, we check the physical element first, and then we make a copy. And also we keep the samples and compare with the pre-shipment samples when they arrive. And also check for the last time when the main product with a bulk of volume of coffee when it arrived in Korea. When the coffee is stocked like that, we make cup profile for each coffees, and regularly we check the inventory quality in our storage or warehouse. And this is the written job that we did because it is the base for maintaining the quality of coffees. Of course, it's common to evaluate coffee. There are a difference in culture between the Korea and Ethiopia. For example, most Ethiopian food is contain like spice ingredients, so I can feel easily the flavor of spice in coffees. On contrary, in Ethiopia we didn't have various kinds of fruits and also nuts, so it's difficult to distinguish these flavors at first. I kept and make profile numerous samples of various countries with my colleagues in Cobeans. We are naturally calibrating each other by exchanging what we have felt and learning what Koreans also feel. the coffee that Cobeans prepare is the result of this combination of words. I'm very lucky to join Cobeans. Cobeans introduce coffees from many other countries, including Ethiopia, right? Normally, I am experiencing coffee and varieties from other countries and gaining more knowledge on coffees. I have no experience in importing or purchasing coffees, but I keep learning and I'm trying to communicate with all exporters from other countries. Working with Korean colleagues in Cobeans helps me a lot by studying Korean language as well. So when I speak Korean better, I can communicate with our customer in our company and also speak with other Korean people as well. The coffee market in Korea is getting wider and bigger, and also more interested with specialty coffees. Cobeans Coffee is committed to bring a good quality and also coffee and to change for our customers and coffee industries. Just feel free to contact if you have any questions about coffee and all for our coffee profile. If you have any questions you need from us. 이티오피아 커피는 코빈즈가 최고예요. 아시죠?